900 de grame cu 20% reducere la doar 12 lei 54. 6 lei 99.
Left the building. Let's get
Bluzonului cu nasturi uitați deschiați dintr-o neglijență căutată și geaca roșie de fier. Copilul de cristal, orfan crescut de adolescentul fără.
Doza uzuală este de 3-5 comprimate pe zi, timp de 3-4 zile. Nu este recomandat copiilor cu vârsta sub 14 ani. Dacă sunteți gravide sau alăptați, adresați medicului sau farmacistului. Acest medicament se poate elibera fără prescripție medicală. Se recomandă citirea cu atenție a prospectului sau a informațiilor de pe ambalaj. Dacă apar manifestări neplăcute, adresați-o medicului sau farmacistului. Medicamentele expirate și sau neutilizate se consideră deșeuri periculoase.
Nisip, pietre la trebuie la împiedicarea formării pietrelor renale, la eliminarea nisipului, la ameliorarea.
Weekendul vine la pachet cu extra bonus. În aplicație primești 30% bonus în Profi App la o selecție de produse din categoria șuncă și parizer vrac. Ofertă supusă unor termene și condiții.
Iei antibiotic? Acum nu mai e nevoie și de alarmă la alarmă când iei și probiotic ca să eviți diarea.
This circuit is a simple FM super-regenerative radio receiver. It combines very high sensitivity with a surprisingly small number of components. The receiver works by using an RF oscillator that is tuned across the FM band. When a radio signal is present, it slightly affects the behavior of this oscillator, and this variation is converted directly into an audio signal. Unlike conventional FM receivers, there is no separate mixer, if stage, or FM discriminator. The same active device performs amplification, detection, and frequency selection. Tuning is done electronically using a varactor diode, which eliminates mechanical tuning parts and greatly improves stability. The circuit is divided into two main sections, the RF super-regenerative detector and a simple audio amplifier. These two sections are carefully isolated to prevent instability. One of the main strengths of this design is its stability. The power supply is well decoupled, the RF section is compact, and the audio stage does not load the oscillator. As a result, the receiver has very little hand effect, does not suffer from microphonics, and works reliably even when built on a simple prototype board. L1 is the tuning coil of the receiver and the core of the RF section. Together with the fixed capacitor C2 and the varactor diode D1, L1 forms the resonant circuit that determines the operating frequency of the receiver. The varactor diode acts as a voltage-controlled capacitor. By changing its bias voltage, we electronically tune the resonant circuit and select the FM station, without using any mechanical tuning parts. C2 is the fixed tuning capacitor. It works together with the coil L1 and the varactor diode to set the tuning range and stabilize the resonant frequency. R1 forms a voltage divider with the tuning potentiometer to set the varactor bias, and it also prevents RF energy from reaching the tuning control. T1 is the core of the receiver, acting as a super-regenerative RF oscillator and detector. It generates high-frequency oscillations in the FM band and amplifies very weak radio signals. When an FM signal is received, T1's oscillations are slightly modulated by the signal, converting these frequency variations into an audio signal. R3 sets the emitter current of T1, controlling the amplitude of the oscillations, the sensitivity of the receiver, and the audio signal that is taken from the emitter. R5 limits the current to the RF stage, sets the collector voltage of T1, and isolates the RF section from the rest of the circuit, helping stabilize the oscillations and maintain consistent sensitivity. C3 is connected between the collector and emitter of T1 and controls the feedback of the circuit. It sets the strength of the oscillations, which affects both the sensitivity and the stability of the receiver. It also helps produce a clean audio signal at the emitter. R4 picks up the audio from T1's emitter and feeds it to the audio stage while keeping the RF section stable. C5 is the audio coupling capacitor. It blocks the DC voltage from T1 while allowing the audio signal to pass to the next stage, ensuring that only the sound reaches the audio amplifier. T2 is the audio amplifier transistor. It takes the small audio signal extracted from T1's emitter and amplifies it so it can drive headphones or a small speaker. T2 increases the signal strength without distorting it, while its surrounding resistors set the proper bias voltage and operating point. R6 sets the bias voltage at the base of T2, making sure the transistor turns on just the right amount. This allows T2 to amplify the audio signal from T1 without distortion, keeping the sound clean and natural. R7 sets the collector current of T2 and helps define its operating point. This ensures that the transistor can properly amplify the audio signal without distortion and provides enough voltage swing to drive headphones. C6 is the audio output coupling capacitor. It blocks the DC voltage from T2's collector while allowing the amplified audio signal to pass to the headphones, ensuring only the sound reaches the output. C1 couples the antenna to the resonant circuit of the receiver. It allows the RF signal from the antenna to reach L1 and the rest of the RF section while limiting the amount of signal so the circuit is not overloaded. By providing a controlled connection, C1 preserves the stability of the oscillator, prevents detuning, and ensures that the receiver remains sensitive without being affected by strong signals or hand proximity. R2 is the tuning potentiometer that sets the voltage applied to the varactor diode D1. By adjusting this voltage, R2 changes the diode's capacitance, which shifts the resonant frequency of the circuit and allows you to select different FM stations.